Ryan huffed sadly. It's already been 4 hours since Ryan is waiting for Taehyung at a restaurant. But guess what? For the fifth time, he ditched their date. Ryan is very understanding. She didn't even say a word to Taehyung before for not showing up because she knows how hard it is to be a doctor. But that doesn't mean he can do this every time and get away with it without even an apology. The poor woman got up defeated. She looked at her phone, not even a single message. She sighed again. Taehyung came inside his home and saw all the lights off. Weird. Ryan? He called out, but got no response. It was so unusual because Ryan always waits for him. Suddenly, realization hit him. Shit, our date. Taehyung sat across from Ryan at their favorite restaurant, fidgeting with his phone nervously. He knew what was coming and he could feel the tension in the air. Vaina, I'm sorry. Taehyung began, looking up from his phone. I know I've been ditching our dates a lot lately, but work has been crazy. I promise I'll make it up to you. Ryan remained silent, staring down at her plate of food. Taehyung sighed, running a hand through his hair. I mean it, Ryan. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Do anything you want to do. Just please don't be mad at me. Still no response from her. Taehyung felt his heart sink. He hated it when Ryan was upset with him, especially when it was his fault. Please say something. I can't stand this silence. Ryan finally looked up at him, her eyes cold and distant. You always say you'll make it up to me, Taehyung, but you never do. You're always too busy with work. I know, and I'm sorry, Taehyung said, feeling guilty. But you have to understand that my job is important too. It's not like I'm doing this on purpose. Ryan shook her head. I do understand, Theo, but I can't keep waiting around for you to have time for me. It's not fair to me. Even I have a job and I get tired too. Still, I come and wait for you to show up like a stupid. You know how long I've been waiting? Taehyung felt a lump form in his throat. He knew she was right. He had been neglecting their relationship lately, and it wasn't fair to her. I'll make it up to you, I swear, he said, reaching across the table to take Vian's hand. But Vian pulled her hand away, standing up from the table. Let's just go home. Taehyung watched as Vian walked out of the restaurant, feeling a sense of dread wash over him. He had messed up, and he didn't know if he could fix it. The next morning, Taehyung, wake up. You will be late for the hospital. Vian said and left the room after giving him his morning tea and making sure he's up. Both of them were sitting in the car. Taehyung was driving and Vian was just sitting silently. But as soon as she saw the board where their car was heading towards, she beamed with excitement. Amusement park? She looked at Taehyung, who just smiled, looking at the road. They were both excited to spend the day riding roller coasters, eating cotton candy, and playing carnival games. As soon as they arrived at the park, they headed straight for the biggest roller coaster they could find. Taehyung was a little nervous. But Ryan held his hand tightly and reassured him that everything would be okay. After the ride, they stopped for some cotton candy and decided to try their luck at some carnival games. Taehyung won a giant stuffed animal for Ryan, who couldn't stop grinning from ear to ear. Next, they headed towards the water section of the park. They splashed around in the wave pool, went down water slides, and even took a turn on the lazy river. As the sun began to set, they made their way back to the main section of the park. They rode the Ferris wheel and watched as the lights of the park twinkled below them. Finally, they ended their day with a romantic dinner at a nearby restaurant. They talked about their favorite moments from the day and how much fun they had together. As they walked back to their car, Taehyung took Ryan's hand and looked into her eyes. I'm sorry for everything, Ryan. I know I haven't been the best partner lately, but I want to make things right. Ryan's eyes softened. I know you do. I want to work things out too. Taehyung felt a surge of happiness and relief wash over him. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Can we get to 1,000 subs before August, please?